This video will work through problem 13.8 from Gapenski's Healthcare Finance 6th edition. Okay, this is a problem, capital structure problem again. Now you have a local entrepreneur who's thinking about either 100% equity financing or 30% debt and 70% equity. And so we're going to figure out what net income, total dollar return, and ROE is from the 100% financing. Same for the 30-70 mix. So we'll just do those two together. Okay, so from a balance sheet perspective, let's see, maybe I can do this better over here. From a balance sheet perspective, total assets are going to be 15 million, right? And we can have debt of 0 and common stock of 15 million. So that's our 100%. Or we can have, what did they say? 30-70. So we'd still have total assets of 15 million, but our debt would be 30% of 15 million, which would be 4.5 million. And so then our common stock would be 10.5 million. Right. Okay. And now we're going to do our income statements. So we start with, so let's just do that over here. So we have the 100%, not 1,000%. It's 100%. He might be good, but he's not 1,000%. Or 30-70. Okay. So the EBIT is going to be the same regardless. And so the EBIT, the estimated, is going to be, I'm going to do 3,000K, right? And then we have interest expense under 100%. That's nothing. And what's our rate? Debt financing would bear an interest rate of 7%. So we'd have 7% on 4.5 million. So you'd have 0.07 times 4.5 million, right, would give you an interest expense of 315,000. So 315K. So then we have 3,000 minus 315K is 2685K, 3,000K. And so this is our taxable income. And then we would pay taxes of 40%. So 40% of 3,000 is going to be 1,200. 40% of 3685 is going to be 1,074. Okay. All right. And so then net income is going to be taxable minus net. So that's 1,800 or 1,611. Okay, so there we are. So that's kind of the formal portion. Now you have your total return to investors, total dollar return to investors. So under 100% financing, the only investors in the firm are the equity holders. So total return is 1,800. Under debt and equity, debt holders are also considered investors. So you take the net income, 1,611, plus whatever you're paying in interest. So that's 315. That gets you 1926. Right. So the total return to investors is 1926 because debt holders are a form of investor. So this is kind of one of those trick questions. You know, is a debt holder an investor? The answer is yes. They don't do it. They're not charity holders, right? They're doing it so they can make money. Okay. So, and then what's the ROE? Well, the ROE is going to be 1,800 divided by 15 million. So in that case, 15,000, or 1,611 divided by 10.5 million. So we get 1,800 divided by 15 million is 12%. 1,611 divided by 10.5 is 15.3%. So by reducing the denominator more than you reduce the numerator, you wind up driving up the ROE. And let me see, what else are we asking? All right. Whew. Okay, so part C asks, so you're considering two options. What are the pluses and minuses, basically? So under 100% financing, you have the least amount of financial risk, but you also have a lower probability of a lower possible return on equity. So using some debt increases your expected return on equity. However, by taking on debt, you create a new expense that you have to pay, a new fixed expense that you have to pay, whether your business, the operating portion of your business as represented by the EBIT, is doing well or doing poorly. So you create some additional risk for your investment. And so the question is, really the question is, how much risk do you want to bear as an investor? Because as your book points out, debt holders get paid first before investors. And so when things go badly, if you go bankrupt, the assets of the firm are liquidated and given to the debt holders to pay off your debt. So it's just a matter of risk tolerance, as well as finding that optimal capital structure where you get the lowest cost of capital. So there's trade-offs.